everybody knows that lookism's real, but you're kind of like, it's taboo to talk about it, or it was. But in the East, people have been talking about who's pretty and not pretty for like, I don't know, like 50 years.
I think in the West, you're kind of raised and taught that is still bad, even though everybody still does judge everybody's looks. But I think in Asia, man, sometimes it feels like, and especially if you're around a lot of very traditional Asians, that like the parents raised the women, for example, to really care about the guy being just tall and have a good job, just tall and have a good job. That's it. And then, but they don't say like, oh, make sure he's funny or interesting or has like cool hobbies or like can do this and that, or you know, they just want to focus on like 2 or 3 main like metrics.
For sure.
Which can be very shallow.
And I got to say, I mean,
what's going on, y'all? Grind to Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. Been a little while since I've done some regular content like this, but I'm back now. And if you didn't notice, this video is about a woman by the name of Diane Yap. If you had the unfortunate opportunity to cross paths with her on social media, specifically Twitter, then you'll know that she is a anti-black racist. And as you can see right here, she is dressed horrifically, straight garbaggio. She clearly doesn't care about looks, as she stated, because this looks like crap. And this is definitely not going to be a anti-Asian video. This is going to be more of a anti-Diane Yap video. And people with her mindset, man, she's one of those types of Asian crime report, Asian Dawn type of people, Asian Dawn type of pages, where everything that they do zooms in on black people and their shortcomings, and, you know, tries to pretty much paint black people as the boogeyman. It's like it's pretty weird. Like, they'll bring up the most minute thing and then try to make it into this huge deal. Or, you know, they'll cut out certain portions of a video and not talk about why this happened or why that happened. Or they just won't use critical thinking when they will use critical thinking in, you know, their education, as she says. And, yeah, man. As we can see with that first video I used as an example, the fungbros talk about how looks are quite a staple in the Asian community. And, you know, it's been going on in the East for a while, whereas the West is more so taboo to talk about somebody being a little ugly or fat or whatever the hell. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see what she said. Let's check it out. So I'll read it in chronological order. The first tweet is by Philip Lewis, and it says, a black student who spent more than a month on an in-school suspension over his hairstyle has been told he will be removed from his high school and sent to disciplinary alternative education program. And if you guys don't know what happened, basically there's this kid, I'm not really sure what his name was, I forgot, I'm gonna obviously remember it later. He got suspended first because he had dreads, which is straight up garbage, man. That's bogus. I don't know what. Then they filed a lawsuit against the school because, you know, there is such thing as a Crown Act now, which there shouldn't be such thing as a Crown Act, but, you know, everybody's always hating on black folks no matter where the hell, you know, you are in the United States or the world. They just always are just aimed at us for no goddamn reason. But you know, he filed a lawsuit, and they're like, you gonna file a lawsuit, boy? We'll teach you, send you to alternative school. You can't go here. And that's, you know, that's some straight up garbage, man. I hope they get a big settlement out of this, man. Get them boys pantsued off over there, man. And this is what she had to say. My mother would literally shave my head bald rather than let me be suspended from school for my hair. A cultural difference? Valuing education over appearance. Maybe try it. Actually, I would say that my own life disproves what she's saying right here. My mom, you know, she was very adamant about us getting an education from a young age, man. We lived in the hood, but she made sure we went to private school. I remember her and my dad was watching the kids outside, and they was like, man, they can't go to school with them kids. And, you know, it was pretty much all she wrote, man. We started off going to public school, and they realized it wasn't really hitting. The learning wasn't good. And then they sent us to private school, and then we went there till about 4th, 5th grade. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. We went to this little private school in East Point. You know, then we went to some other private schools. So, yeah, man, that's straight up garbage. As you can see right here, my mom used that Lester's pink lotion, goddamn, to grease my scalp up, man. Get them curls going, man. And yeah, man. Actually, quiet as it kept, I think that black people do value education. It's just we're not as on it as Asian people. Not even on it. That's the wrong word. We're not as one-track minded, I'll say. Not even like, that's kind of mean too towards you guys, but it's not the sole focus. Kids will laugh at you if you can't read in school. Kids will laugh at you if they find out you're getting bad grades. If you're talked about as being smart, your kids will praise you and all that kind of stuff. It's not the only thing, but it's something that kids, they don't disrespect you for being smart. It's not like one of them shows where like, you nerd. Nobody's running around here doing that in the black community, man. Everybody cares about school just as much as they care about anything else. It's just, other things maybe tend to happen in life. Parents are working all the time, so they're not sitting up, being hands-on. All you guys like to zero in on the hood situations or the ghetto situations where the parents are, kind of trash and they don't care what their kids do. But pretty much most black people, they care about their kids' education and, them doing better than them, obviously, like every other parent does. So yeah, man, y'all got to shut the hell up. And actually, my mom actually looks Asian, so I don't know. Maybe I'm Asian. Maybe I'm part of you guys, and that's why she did what she did. Who knows? We'll never know. But let's get it. And that was such a Karenaki response, man. And I say Karenaki because she's Asian. I mean, whatever, man. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, man. But she's definitely a Karenaki, man. Not just a Karen. This woman's Asian. Karenaki. But yeah, I think that's pretty stupid. I think black people value education just as much as they do looks. I think we just have a good way of balancing it. I don't know why I said that. We balance it better, whereas Asian people just, book. And I don't even think we do anything extra. I don't think that, having a hairstyle is you more so valuing your looks more so than valuing the books. I think it's just, you have your hairstyle done in a certain way, and you're just walking around naturally with it. And now these people are trying to tell you can't come back to school, you can't go to school. And if anything, the only people that aren't valuing education are the people that did this to them. So yeah, man, this lady's straight up garbage, man. Like I said, man, these people don't look at the fault or look at the whole situation and think critically. They just look at what are black people doing that's wrong to them. Where can they insert some type of anti-black talking point? She's obviously trying to say we're dumb and we care more about style and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at her, she running around here looking like straight garbage. She looking disheveled. She looks like one of those movies where the lady's like a super awkward genius type woman who like lives in her lab and conducts experiments. But first tweet is a guy by the name of Mr. Daddy. I don't approve of that name, but the dude, he be on point most of the time when I see him on his tweets. He says, so in other words, your parents were abusive. They didn't give a F about you, and having a personal identity is secondary to whatever their aspirations for you were. Got it. And I think that's pretty real. She's talking about my parents would shave my head bald and education over looks. That sounds like a traumatic experience to me. That doesn't sound good at all. Could you imagine that you making your kid the object of ridicule because you want them to be so into the books? That reminds me actually of a story, and this is a black kid, Diane, that this lady, she used to make this, well, not this lady, but this kid that I went to school with in middle school, his mom made him wear the same pants all the time as a way to teach him a lesson about getting good grades and being a good kid. And he did it for 2 or 3 years. So it wasn't like he was it was like a one-time thing or like a 1 month thing or something like that. Nah, it was like several years. And kids was making fun of him all the time, and they were marking his pants to see, how many days did he wear them. They would sneak and mark the pants. They would throw stuff on his shoes because it's like that's the only pair of shoes you got. See if he could get some new shoes. They'd make fun of him, whatever. He got a new article of clothing because it's like, oh, you finally got some new clothes, And I thought it was, I know it was definitely something that affected that kid. I'm pretty sure he's messed up in the head, or he's probably a Looney Coon at this point, man. Because it was obviously black kids that were making fun of him about that stuff. I never used to make fun of them because it's like, man, I'm over here wearing the same goddamn two, 3 pair of pants myself, so I ain't about to goddamn laugh at you. But yeah, man, that just that's pretty real, man. That's traumatic, man. You're making your kid conform. You're making your kid conform just so they can go to school. And I don't think that's cool, man. I think that You know, if the kid wants like blue hair or something outrageous and saying they're an animal, that's one thing. But if the kid just, you know, doing something natural like having an afro or having dreads that you know, that are a certain length or something like that, I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't think that's out the way. Let's go to the next one. Next up, we got a light-skinned brother by the name of Bertrand Cooper who says, do you hold as a principle that access to education supersedes the maintenance of any aspect of cultural heritage? For example, if the school requires a Sikh to remove a turban or a Rastafarian to cut their dreads, is that not to be resisted? Or are there caveats? I thought that was a pretty good question. And then she says, pick the school that fits your needs and preferences. If something is important to you and school rules don't accommodate it, choose a different school or homeschool. That's a very stupid response. That's a very communist China, I do what the hell, whatever the authority says response. And it's not like this is one of those situations where you're being rebellious against authority in a bad way. It's just like, bro, I'm just wearing my hair. And it's not like the boy was doing anything outrageous. Like I said, it was the way his hair naturally grows. The Crown Act is against, you know, people discriminating black people against their hair. That's so goddamn stupid that the United States even had a point where, man, you can't even wear your regular hair because we don't like it. It's unprofessional to us. That's stupid, bro. That's dumb as hell. But yeah, man, this shows that she's an idiot, man. Imagine if you had a Sikh Muslim dude had to take his turban off, or a Rastafarian dude had to cut his hair. I don't know too many kid Rastafarians, but yeah, like a young little Muslim kid got to take his turban off, man. That'd be very disrespectful. You telling him to go to another school. Oh, that sounds dumb. Let's go to the next thing. So this is essentially why they did what they did to the boy. It says Barber Hill High School dress code established to teach grooming and hygiene, ensure students are dressed in clean and neat manner. Male students' hair cannot extend below eyebrows or earlobe. And as you can see from this picture, it's clearly a anti-black intercepting type of rule, where it's like, yeah, we don't want them jigaboos to be able to wear their hair. We'll nip that in the bud. Because as you can see here, this is two guys that go to the exact same school. We got the boy to the right that has his hair in the style with the braids to the back, not even really long. It's not even past, you know, anything real bad. And then you got the white kid over here with the trash Ashton Kutcher hairstyle that, you know, you've seen so many white boys wear, you know, as you've grown up in high school or grown up middle school, whatever the hell, you know, if you even grew up around them folks, and you know that's the kind of hairstyles that you're wearing. And his hair's clearly long. So this is obviously an anti-black rule. Somebody was trying to say that, yeah, well, hey, his hair going past the ear is about length. This guy clearly has length. What are we saying right here? And his hair looks more disheveled than my boy to the right. My boy to the right looking crisp and clean. My boy to the left looking like he just jumped out the water. Maybe he didn't wash his hair for a couple days, and, you know, now it's kind of starting to, you know, grease up and stick together and do whatever. Yeah, it's got frays and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, get the hell out of here. Only thing I can say about my boy to the right, he need to line up. But other than that, man, he's looking crisp and clean. So what are we talking about? Also, I'm pretty sure that Diane Yap is from China, I believe. And this is a picture of women in China with umbrellas. Notice that it's not raining or anything like that, but they've got the umbrellas out. Why do they have the umbrellas out? Because they want to keep their skin white. And I've seen many an Asian girl do this. Actually, some girls that live in my complex right now, they was walking around with some umbrellas, and it's not raining. They're just trying to avoid the sun. Actually, one of Angie's friends that has trained with me did not want to work out in the sun because she does not want to get darker. Angie's probably the only Asian girl I know, well, East Asian girl I know that doesn't mind, you know, having a little bit of a tan. She actually wants a tan. I don't really understand wanting to look like a vampire, but it seems to be the beauty standard. You know, some women don't look bad with it, but it just, to me personally, it just doesn't look that healthy. But hey, this just shows that, you know, obviously people care about their looks in Asian countries just as well as black people care about their looks as white people. And, well, white people probably are, you know, the least caring about their looks from what I've seen, you know, what I've experienced in my life. But, you know, they're starting to care a lot more. I've seen more clean, crisp white boys. One thing I will say about Asian people, I would say that Asian people from, you know, foreign Asian people have a little bit more style and seem to, you know, to care more about their looks than Americanized Asian people because they're a little whitewashed. But, yeah, man, I've seen Asian dudes get haircuts all the time, like every week, that are from different, they're not from the United States. I see them wear different kind of shoes, different kind of clothes, and stylish stuff. And I'm not mad at it, but it just goes to show that, everybody cares about looks. They may not care about the exact same things having to do with looks, but they care about looks. As you can see here, Asian women care about your skin color being lightened. And I was trying to tell Angie that, if you do the math, these women obviously would say that black people are having gross skin, because if you don't want your skin to be dark whatsoever, your skin can't touch the sun whatsoever, you obviously feel that black people are a little inferior just because of their skin. She doesn't want to believe it, but I think it's what the case is. Maybe black, with black people, I would say that, there's a little bit of colorism sometimes. Got people that prefer light skin over dark skin. You got people that, that talk about, having good hair and all that kind of stuff. You got people that will talk about, having a certain type of shoe or something like that, your clothing game, or, it's just, everybody cares about stuff. It's just different. Asian people care about clothes and stuff too. They just wear different clothes. Black people care about clothes. They just wear different clothes, and beauty standards are also different. So that's just my thoughts on it, man. Everybody cares about looks regardless, man. Diane Yap's just trying to be anti-black, and I don't like it. I don't like her at all, man. And anybody who thinks like her, man, you need to go on, as they say on the internet these days, touch grass, because you are full of it, man. You're straight up garbaggio with your mindset, and you need to change that ASAP, man. But that's it for the video right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments below. If you have anything to add to this conversation, I would love to hear what you have to say, because I like hearing what y'all got to say, obviously. I'm going to flame you up, flame you out if you on some bullshit. But other than that, man, if you watch up to this point, have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.
Or people of our, extended circle would say. So I think...
No, they'd be gossiping like Joan Rivers does about, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny because it's like, anybody who's an immigrant... I'm not saying other people don't go through it too, but you just know what I'm talking about.
Old people, they're just like, come here and they're just like, oh yeah, my daughter's good looking, your daughter's son,
yeah,
put them together.
Oh man, my daughter's kind of fat. My son a little fat.
Yeah, my daughter fat, like, so she just had to study. I just make her shit, just like, really like, yeah. So I think that can be, it can weigh down on you. That's not cool.
So I think you just gotta know what fish bowls and how to move and stuff like that, and understand that it's like,